Top of the morning, good morning, one and all, and welcome to my show that I have titled, well, now I can say it's been fittingly titled Metal is doomed, the world is doomed, and this is the Vault of Doom. I can say now that I've fittingly titled the show Vault of Doom, because the intro now has like a cool vault looking thing, and that's where I want to open up, and that's where I want to open up a little bit here and start talking about that. Like, that video asset, it's called a video asset on my application of my video editing software, is something that I'm scrolling through a moment ago, as I just put out the first, well, it hasn't been released yet. I'm like, so I'm scrolling through and making this video out that's like as I'm talking, I realized I've lost my mind. I've lost my sense of being able to do announcements. Whoa, being able to do announcements is like announcing the video. I'm announcing the video that the first Black Hole Overkill drum machine video has been created. While I'm doing that, I'm looking at the other video assets and other stickers and effects to add in, and those are really like not even escapable for me to be like, well, what is this that I'm experiencing while I'm doing this? What it is that I'm experiencing while I'm doing this, of like well, let me just look at what I have. And then I'm thinking to myself too, even later, it's like, it's a non-issue at first. It's like, I can overlook it. And then a little later, I say to myself, well, I've been making content like this for over 10 years. It's been over a decade now that I've been making content like this. And so what I'm referring to specifically in the details of that is what I want to get into. What I can expect to hear in response to that from anybody is everybody's using AI. Everybody's making AI. Everybody pops in something into the ChatGPT and Instagram Imagine and Deep AI, and then they put that out, and then they call that content. So what does that mean for people like me who have been making content like this for a while? My approach on addressing that issue is I'm not going to educate you on that. I'm not going to give too much information about that. I'm not going to brag about it. I'm simply going to say that my stuff is handcrafted, that my marketability, my selling point of making myself a product in this community is that I make my stuff handcrafted, that I go off of what I have and then what is naturally flowing through me, and then what I consider is as acceptable and non-acceptable. Lately, there's been just a gobslew, and a storm of stuff. So you can't really go off of anything very recently and get an accurate judgment. And that's a universal truth. That's for a lot of stuff, and that applies to a lot of stuff and a lot of different people. So it's even that is saying that, and even putting that in my content is pretty much unacceptable as well. But there's still a market. There's still a marketplace for that. There's still an audience for that. If anybody wants to argue. Anyway, for me to change and go through the metamorphosis, I'm doing my due diligence on that. So what I do want to say is what my actual approach is on whether I like it or whether I don't like it. I don't like that I have to handcraft and put in that much hours. In terms of the result that I get, I like doing it. I like making the art. I like making it the way that I do it. I like having the handcrafted stuff, and of course I like the concept. I don't like the lack of feedback, and I don't like the lack of income, and I don't like the lack of audience and building the slow audience, and obviously neither does anyone else. But it's simply safe to say that I do have a couple tricks up my sleeve that I'll try out, and maybe the heat might be on saying that. So that might spice things up a little bit for me in case I'm bored. Anyway, that's a good introduction here. I'm Mickey GemInEye. This is the Vault of Doom podcast, season 7's few episode introduction. I'm introducing this new season with a few varieties of episodes, an interview, one that's straight off the top, this one that's basically just announcing and talking about my content, and the actual spontaneous episode where it might be just something random that I find coming across and I'm interested in putting out, or one of the usual, one of the usual ones that I usually make and put out. I'm on Cash App. The Cashtag is available in the description. So if you like any of the stuff that I do, and you need just a background voice, or you need a friend that can sympathize with you, most of the time I can appeal to new content creators and provide some sort of like assistance there, basically, where if you're a new content creator and you're making stuff just recently, you can listen to my episodes and get some pretty cool ideas. And that would be nice, because that would mean that there'd be an actual person benefiting from it, not a machine or a third party collecting cookies and information. As much as I need that, and everybody needs that, and or whether you do or don't need it, as much as everybody has that, and as much as I have that, it's nice to have an actual person there, especially when I do this full time. In my own little way, of course, working and creating my own hours, sort of thing. And that's all that I have for the introduction, guys. So this episode, I'm going to be talking about the content, doing some announcements. As I said, I seem to have lost my sense of doing announcements, and at the same time, I'm literally looking at my announcements written out for me right in front of my face. There's a new set of videos out. There's some guitar tuning sound bites. It's like literally a 10-second sound bite. 10 seconds showing you how to do drop C tuning and double drop C tuning. I didn't add in my own little creative acronym remembering thing that helps you remember it, like Eddie ate Dynamite. But I guess I must be saving that for the feedback in the comments or something like that, when there's an actual person there. Guitar Hacks Finger Exercises is still up and running, and I have the one called Inside and Out. I just made that one up as I went along, and then the one that's fucking the ones that are fucking coming up aren't written out yet, but I have some, and they're really helpful for fucking getting your fingers working, keeping your fingers moving, and fucking getting your chops up, as the saying goes. If, of course, you're interested in guitar. Other new videos that are coming soon are my favorite guitar riffs, like the arpeggios, the set of arpeggio videos. I titled these an arpeggio, and then just recently wrote the origins of, or made the video of the origins of the arpeggio, so that you can know where that word even comes from. Because arpeggio is something I'm probably not going to teach. I just don't for some reason care about arpeggios. I don't know what it is. I'm going to have to start picking up and learning more arpeggios. But I like scales and just regular old finger exercises. Arpeggios aren't even like necessary at all in my genre of music. You can just use your old basic. You can just bar a whole fret. You can just use a whole bar, or fucking do some random ass power chords and make fucking songs in my genre. The genre of music that I make. Sorry, correction and rephrasal. Don't want any misunderstandings there. It's not like my genre, like I own it, it's my genre or anything. But the genre of music that I make and the community of music that I belong to, we're just using power chords and bar chords most of the time. If I am personally using actual chords, that's where you'll find that on the upcoming videos of my favorite guitar riffs, not being included, but the arpeggios are included. So it's kind of weird. It's kind of funny. Let me explain. Arpeggio is the name of the set of my favorite guitar riffs that I've titled it that. Because I kind of came up with that word randomly one day when I was just making, and the explanation, the actual explanation is available in the video. You'll have to actually watch the video for that. But the arpeggio videos that have an arpeggio are separate. So it's arpeggio, my favorite guitar riffs, and then it's arpeggio, whatever chord that the arpeggio is. You'll be able to know the difference in the title because it'll say arpeggio, my favorite guitar riffs, my Black Dahlia Murder miasma or something, and then the other one will say Did I just say my Black Dahlia Murder? That's funny. My Black Dahlia Murder. It's like the Walmart. I'm gonna go to the Walmart and listen to and buy an edited version of My Black Dahlia Murder. Or if you're in the low income and financially impoverished area, you buy some burnt discs of My Black Dahlia Murder and shit. That'd be awesome. That's awesome. I consider that a good time. So, the arpeggio, my favorite guitar riffs, Black Dahlia Murder miasma would be one, and then arpeggio, G sharp minor, D sharp minor. Those are actual upcoming. D sharp minor and G sharp minor are actually upcoming videos. Excuse me. And with the grand unveiling of what the actual arpeggio is, that's pretty cool because I'm explaining it here just a little bit right now, but the video itself actually officially explains what the arpeggio is. And you know, I don't know, that's a cool thing. I don't have the capacity or the time to sit and make and create content like this. So everything that's kind of been this blast, this cataclysmic blast of opening up and pushing out all this content that I have been is great for establishing and setting up the framework if I can find my bearing and have the stability that I need to put out all the regular stuffs. So the regular stuffs being well, the albums themselves, which are crucial and important no matter what. Even if I can't find the stability that I need and find my bearing at all, the albums themselves are still important in and of themselves and important to other people that are interested in the genre or making other music in the same genre. The albums themselves are always going to be important, so that's the main thing, you know. And that would be my argument. There is just simply that if I can't remember what my normal videos are, other than a podcast of random rantings and a podcast of reading magazines, then you know, just regular music and albums themselves and singles and music videos, those are, you know, those are for sure the bread and butter. But you can look forward to, what you can look forward to is just following me on the socials, subscribing to the YouTube channels, and if you keep current, then you'll know. But other than that, I'm just not going to be able to explain it to you, even if I tried right here. So that's why I'm going to continue on reading what I have here pre-written in my notes. These videos that I mentioned, they're all without backing tracks of my favorite guitar riffs. I've also just recently put out some folk songs, and that's where, you know, there's also an audience and a crowd that appeals to, that I won't have to argue with them about that, because that stuff, people know about that. They'll know what they're talking about, and they're interested in that. But these are meant to, these that are without the backing tracks are set up to coax you into my discography playthrough videos, where I play full albums on guitar with backing tracks, I'm limited right now to select certain selection with certain applications until I expand and explore other applications, and then I'll have better backing tracks, a better selection of backing tracks. It's just about putting the videos out right now. That's all that matters, you know, like working with what I have, and so then the two are tied together there. The two are then intrinsically entwined with that I started off talking about how, you know, making these videos and using what assets that I have available at my disposal is something that I specifically actually did not mention. That the people that I interview have the flags of what country they're from depicted on the video, and I'm, you know, scrolling through my assets and seeing that I have the flag right there without having to pull anybody else in it. But as of right now, and for right now, where I source the flags from are from Instagram accounts that are like, there's like tourist accounts and shit. So you can get the permission from the people for everything other than a country's flag, but you still need the permission from the people for the country's flag. So there's a little bit of a confusion there with maybe leading people the wrong way or leading people astray or steering people wrong. But it's the fact remains, it's basic common sense that you need permission to use other people's content. If it's a country's flag or not, you know, that's you still need the permission from the account to get to the use of that. So most of the time, though, honestly, I don't know if it's in the terms and conditions or not. It's just a matter of whether Instagram or whatever social wants to come after you or not. But most of the time, if you simply mention them, it is fine. When it gets to this point where I have to explain it, I'm not even going to bother. I'm just going to go off of what I have already in my assets now. Now I'm not even going to fucking bother. So it kind of defeats the purpose. In all actuality, it makes perfect sense that it defeats the purpose for the most part, and it makes me appear very difficult as a very difficult content creator, as a very difficult person. I still think that that's a personal issue on whoever might have a problem with that and how they address and approach that. But what do I know? I'm just the fucking talent. I'm just the fucking creator. Excuse me. So here's some more stuff that I have written down here. So working with the technology that I have right now, I've put out the quality as best I can do. If you like this content I create, showing your support will be extremely helpful. That means a $1 or $2 on Cash App, or a comment on any of the videos, or like, sharing, subscribing. And then if you mention on X and then put a comment with your mention or your shout out, then yeah, you know, that's what's up. That's what I like to see on my banner, and I'm pulling down my banner and my notifications, and then see oh, so and so liked your comment, or so and so mentioned you, and then added a comment in there. And then I go through the dopamine rush, the unavoidable human activity of a dopamine rush of, oh, you liked my video, good. It's not even about that either. It's just like, I'm making this stuff, so people that show their support and like the stuff, well, that's good, you know, that's great. I'm just a little leery at the moment, because at any moment in time my beverage might explode, and that would be, you know, as exciting as and as entertaining as that would be. It's another thing too that I have to do a little bit of backseat driving, sort of like just fogging up and polluting my stuff, and then just look at it and just say, you know what, stop that. No, stop polluting my shit. What else that I have here is some exclusive content that I want to comment on here. That's where I'm going to close off this episode. It's going to be a short one, a short quickie. The exclusive content is something that is only got 2. I might say that there's actually, there's actually just those 2 main ones, because that it just makes these 2 more important. If there are any other ones, these are more important to me, essentially, as the artist, as the creator of these tracks. That one is a video, the other one's an audio. Black River has, and the audio for Black River, all the video and stuff is one thing too. That's another thing. But what I'm talking about here, and what I'm focusing on, is the audio for Black River is on one of the podcast episodes. That's an exclusive single. That is featured on Darkest Pitch of Black, and it's only got the vocals on that podcast episode. And that's that's another thing that people don't have the ability to do anymore. Even if you're doing this full time, this is all great to have under my belt, but if I can pull this out and pick this back up again later on down the road, that's the only way that this is going to be helpful to me in a logical sense. Looking at it from a sort of logical perspective. If I am to appeal to new creators and new podcasters and all that stuff, that's how I would address that. That's how I would kind of speak on that. Then I would say, that this is only really valuable later. If I haven't actually really done much of anything with all this cloudiness, all the massive amounts of content that I've been putting out, I haven't really actually done anything very much for anybody. So if I feel like I am, and I'm not, that's what I would consider, then it isn't much entertaining anymore. It's the same thing as my beverage that might explode at any moment here. It's unacceptable. So these are just some things I'm working out, picking through, I suppose. Again, the whole fucking last season was filled with this kind of banter, and this one's not going to be. So what you can look forward to is me having fucking some miracle being pulled off, and having the actual fucking content being prepped up, ready to go, and put out the way that it should be, the way that I want it to be. Finishing up literally on the last thing, that the music video for No God in Oblivion introduction track is only available in one of the episodes. That's it, guys. That's it. That's all I got. Just finishing that up too. That that video is, I can't find that video anymore. It might be on. It might not even be on my photos, my Google Photos anymore. Like it's like well, it's not there anymore. And then I'm even second guessing, questioning, is it even on one of the podcast episodes? I don't know, but the video was created. Either way, the song is there. The important thing is there, the song, the track. And then, even if the video is up there, I don't even remember what it is. Just one of the effects of fucking putting out this stuff, the way that I've been putting this stuff out as of late. And that is all that I have for this episode, folks. It's Mickey GemInEye, Vault of Doom podcast. Donate on Cash App, drop a comment, like, share, subscribe, and get ready for this fucking 7th season. 7 being a really important number for a strong finish. Announcements are what this episode contained, and announcements will be how I'll close this off. So you can find those videos. You can find those videos out on my account, on my Mickey GemInEye YouTube account, and you're listening to me right now on this Vault of Doom YouTube account. Unless you're on Spotify listening to me as all these are going to be available on both YouTube and Spotify. And so, what you can look forward to this season is where I'll start the announcements on that. That I'm gonna be sharing some of the Lord of the Rings and Tolkien mythology. I'm gonna be sharing some gear stuff on modules that I use to create my music, and that includes drum playthroughs. That's why I've just made Black Hole Overkill Drum Machine series and started that out, so then you'll see some drumming. It's going to be the main thing, so that you can see the different effects added to the drumming patterns and the different sounds and the different styles of drums and drummings. I haven't even myself personally got to really experiment with this stuff. So bringing in another element of putting those videos out is going to be, well, if I'm doing that, then you can trust that it's like, well, you could trust that it's content. I'm not sure if it's going to be entertaining. I'm not sure if it's going to be valuable, but it's definitely what I'm supposed to do. I'm definitely doing what I'm supposed to do. So if anything goes wrong after the announcements, I mean, that's kind of out of my hands, because I've just announced it. And then, you know, being positive and staying positive is the main thing here. I think it'll be fine. I think that it not only do I think it'll be fine, it's probably just another personal challenge of challenging myself and saying, you know, well, fucking that's how I do shit. That's how I get down. So, you know, having a little bit of other side banter, backseat driving and stuff is how I've been feeling this moment. And now what I'm just gonna say is just come out and say it. Like, so I'll be bringing you guys along with this stuff. You know, and I'm honestly a little bit uncomfortable with it, you know, and I just explained why. So maybe, you know, if everything else is unacceptable, then that's unacceptable too. I mean, there's only one place someone's going to be driven to with that kind of attitude, and that's like living in this country. There's one place, you know, the pharmaceuticals, and then the fucking therapists and therapy, and then feed that industry. You know, don't feed the artist industry is basically what I'm obviously battling here. You know, feed other industries other than the ones that I'm interested in and currently actively engaging in. Is the only dichotomy around. It's the only game around here. So I'm just, you know, playing it a little bit on the edge, dangerously on the edge here, with saying, well, I'm not going to fucking wait around for somebody to just come along and fucking do everything for me. So I'm going to fucking challenge myself and do it, overcome the challenge, and then move on to the next one, and then the next one. At least that's where I am in the game. Where I am in that game is, oh, it's just another fucking challenge I'm going to overcome, move on to the next one. So it makes everything look meaningless. It makes everything sort of seem meaningless. And that's great for anybody who wants to come pillage and plunder and fucking pirate every kind of fucking thing that they possibly can from this abundance of fucking content creating here. As I made these folk songs videos and then referred to them as the skeletons of songs and skeletons of music, because that's what they are. Where, you know, all I gotta do is fucking go and find the lyrics on Google, take a screenshot, take it with me offline, and then go do these, because I make these how I want. Sometimes they're live streamed. Sometimes these are made fucking sometimes these are fucking made in public. You know, but then take these fucking, and then look at how, no matter what the circumstances are, You know, making a shitload of content offline is one of the main things. You know, making and editing the videos offline, recording the videos offline, like this right now. Like, I'm recording offline right now. You can't contact me while I'm doing this. You know, that's one of the things that I'm saying. Playing dangerously on the edge is like, well, that's already been explicitly stated. That's a given. That's already been a given. So anything that goes wrong it's not on me. You know, and I don't have anything to fucking lose here. I don't have anything to fucking lose at all. I don't have a following, and I'm not earning income from this. So what kind of a travesty? What kind of travesty has this become? Is it entertaining still at this point? Was it worth it? Was it worth it? You know, it's like, whoa, this is obviously some kind of other tool other than what I thought it was. You know, it's kind of like just back away, walk away very slowly sort of thing. Or, you know, play the fucking, I was born here, I was raised here, and gall darn it, I'm gonna die here, and ain't no sidewinding, wigwagging, grigger gonna steal my business cutter. Fucking style thing. Like, I just say shut the fuck up and make this shit. You know, it's like everything has to be a fucking big deal when you're constantly challenging yourself and playing it that way and shit. But what the fuck am I talking about, though? What the fuck am I talking about? I don't know. I was making announcements. I'm making announcements that I'm gonna fucking do episodes on the Tolkien universe, and I'm gonna do episodes on my fucking software. You know, even though I fucking barely understand any of this stuff myself. Well, yeah, I barely understand, and like I was just saying a minute ago, I barely understand any of this stuff myself, and I'm also and that's how it's gonna stay. And I'm gonna stay barely understanding myself. Only it's worse. Now I'm gonna fucking bring myself on along and fucking posting these online for everybody else to see now. So what the fuck is communication then? What the fuck is communication then? Is it constantly always have to be some kind of big, extravagant, fucking spontaneous and sensational thing? Obviously it has to be some big, extravagant, spontaneous and sensational thing. So other things that I want to comment on, this is usually where I cut myself off. But it's sometimes, not always. Sometimes I let myself keep going. But I will cut myself off there today and fucking be like, you know, just leaving myself off on that note, little food for thought. What the fuck is communication? What the fuck is art? You know, is this a universal truth again? Am I gonna stick universal truth into every fucking which way I possibly can, anywhere it fits? Interesting fucking concept for sure. Yeah, entertaining for sure. Useful for sure. Acceptable until it's fucking. It's who knows? I don't fucking know. Is it acceptable? You know, just I'll tell you what it fucking is. Confusing and entirely unfucking acceptable. That's what the fuck it is. But that's what that is, and this is what this is. Anonymous fucking dude in an anonymous fucking podcast in an anonymous fucking location recording offline. But that's no fucking way to end an episode, so I won't leave you there. So what I will say is I am gonna fucking keep going a little bit, even though it's a short one and a quickie. Like, dude, so here's the thing, check it out. Like, fucking, I'm not sure if you're supposed to speak on certain things, or if you're supposed to read the terms and conditions, and privacy policies, or if you are supposed to fucking react a certain specific special fucking way. If you do all these things, or not. But this is who the fuck I am. This is what the fuck I do. This is what the fucking shit is. Motherfucking fuck. Obviously, it just sounds like I'm fucking using this the wrong way, you know, and stuff like that. And obviously, at the same time, I'm doing it right. I'm using everything the wrong way. I'm using everything the right way. I'm uncertain about whatever. Is it entertaining? Is it not? I don't know. I don't know. But one thing is for sure, I approach this fucking incarnation of the show, and then that approach is what is done for. Like, the show is going to be fine. The show's going to go on just fine. The show is continuing going on. But the approach and the initial segments of the show is over with. So we'll get into and see what we'll get into and see what comes next. And I just told you what it is: Tolkien universe and software. And that's really great. You know, if I get out there and just fucking go and find other people to do this, have it the way I want to. You know, bringing in any fucking external factors on a recording on an offline recorded broadcast is like, you know, that's the entertaining part. That's the mind game that would be played there. You know, if I think it's bad now, you know, I try inviting a guest on the show to be on a host or something like that. I did interviews and all that stuff, so now I think I got it. I think I got it under control and all this shit. But, you know, doing interviews that was actually fun. That was actually informative, and people actually viewed it. But I didn't get any feedback. It's strange. It's awfully strange. At least not me. I didn't get any feedback. The artists got feedback. And that's one of the things about having other people on the show. You know, I'm putting out the invites, and then I'm not getting anybody that's saying anything. Well, anyways, guys, it sounds like what I'm doing now is working out my logic and bringing somebody along to work out my logic. And just that gravity of the situation, that high tension is where it just seems to be like, dude, I can and will fucking get to the point where I'm turning that completely the fuck off. In order to fucking just actually make these shows and make these episodes. Mickey GemInEye, Vault of Doom podcast. No matter how it sounds, no matter how it seems, and all that other stuff, you know, I'm always fucking making sense at some point, and that's where I have to kind of just sort of slowly walk down, walking down here and getting to the point where basically just get used to hearing my voice, just get used to fucking me being here and doing this, because no matter whether it's working in my favor or not, I'm still gonna be fucking here, rain, sleet, or snow, through blood and dirt and bone, fucking doing this. And you know, it's nice to fucking be able to have videos that you can get permission from the artist and then have the feature their songs on there, and then that will be a way to help people discover your stuff. But it's also nice to be like, dude, how the fuck did this get so intense so quick anyway? You know, and it's like, forget I even asked. Honestly, the result, the subsequent fucking question after that is, can you forget I even asked? You know, can you forget I even asked how the fuck did this got so crazy so fast anyway? Because honestly, there's a lot of stuff that just naturally works itself out with certain things, and that's going to be what you want to know from me. That's going to be ultimately what you want from me. You don't want my fucking episodes. You want to know the fucking secrets of the fucking universe and the ultimate fucking reality and all this other shit. And that's a great thing too, to be fucking wanting. So ain't gonna be no fucking arguments here. So I'll again continue walking down here very slowly, and then just be like, you know, I'll just be like pretty comfortable with whatever else that it is that I have to talk about. Like, you know, hey, maybe the fucking train of thought that I was just at is lost. So, but just looking at whatever I have right in front of me is helpful, is going to assist me. I'm pretty sure that's a pretty traditional way of doing things. You know, having pre-written notes and then having something right in front of you when you're doing an activity like this. But who knows? Maybe that fucking would be the same thing as mental math. You know, just like calculators killed mental math for some reason. That isn't true at all, but somebody will say that and then you'll believe it. But that's out of pocket. That's out of pocket a little bit here. So, anyway, it's still entertaining. Anyway, and as well as the fucking, you know, so as well as the fucking following, the following shit that I have to say. The freaking artist spotlight on this episode is empty that I'm looking at. The featured art on this episode is empty that I'm looking at. So that means I need 2 whole chunks of time to find whatever artist I want to feature on here. And that means I won't be featuring their music without using some of that time that I was going to use to find those artists. And that means, well, I guess I made the wrong decision. I guess I made the wrong choice. That once I do find and sift through all the suggested videos and what the machine has picked for me, that I will put the socials on there for that artist. Put the, you know, and then fucking find the video that I want, that I like, that I picked, and then put the link to that on there, link to that available in there. You know, I'm in a category of podcasters right now where you're going to think that all I want to say is what everybody else is saying. Naturally, that is totally natural to think this, and in sifting through what the fuck I'm actually saying and doing here is the same as me sifting through the fucking artist spotlight. So you'll come to a point and immediately arrive at the decision, well, maybe you should pick a different podcast. Maybe you should pick a different podcaster to listen to. Or things of that nature, or something like that. Something along those lines. So if you got the message here, that the announcements, how the announcements went down, you know, this is basically me bringing you up to speed on what happened last season for this opening set of episodes for the show, and that's what I mean. These are things that these are things that you're gonna think that I'm gonna want to say. Like you think that I just want to fucking say this and say that. So what am I actually saying then? What I'm actually saying is, this is a fucking platform and a universe to fucking work through and sift through and like work with. This is a community to work with, and it's a platform, it's a technology to work with. So it's like how I work with it, I'm bringing you along with all that, making all that stuff available for you to check out, and it's there if you want, and it's there if you need it, and it's there if you want it. And having, you know, a little bit of that pollution that I have to work through right now. Very important for, you know, everybody else, not me. You know, it's like literally I'm like, it's not important for me to do that, but I'm doing it anyway. So while I'm doing the episodes, most of the time I'm fucking drinking coffee, smoking vaping, and that's it. I'm like sitting here in a fucking Indian style, or just like sitting Smeagol style. Right now I'm sitting like Gollum. But you know, that's a good description, a good and accurate description of what the fuck's going on right now. What was happening right now, Though I'm not drinking coffee right now, I'm drinking a caffeinated beverage. Motherfuckers. And it's fucking Uncle Mickey here to rock your socks off. Anyway. Any fucking way, anywho, at any rate. I'm gonna get to the point where I press the stop button and then the episode fucking starts. You know, it's like, that's kind of actually how it is, and how it's supposed to be, and how it usually is. When you live stream an episode, then you stop the fucking recording in the stream of the episode. A lot of times people will just start if you're watching, I've watched a live stream recently, and then as soon as they went offline, I started the fucking video from the beginning, because I wanted to see what they were fucking doing on there. I was watching a live stream the other day, and then something strange happened, and I didn't know what the strange thing was, so I still have yet to go investigate and see what that was. So I have to go down to the fucking Walmart and fucking and conduct my investigation and see what that strange thing was right after I went offline. You know, now that I'm commenting on it, I can use my imagination, or I can use imagination, and then just fucking be like, well, maybe some glitch happened on their software or something. It's like whatever it is. I don't fucking know. I mean, I obviously I care. I was fucking there in the live stream and interacting with these artists. These are artists. So there's one that's this kind of artist, and then there's another that's a musician artist, and there's another that's a content creator artist, and we're hanging out, and I'm hanging out, and we're having like a nice fucking basically like a nice heartfelt conversation and shit, and like I'm interacting and I'm dropping comments in there, and then something strange happened. It's like, oh, you're not allowed to say anything strange. Is how I'm feeling right now. It's like, well, that's strange, but I'm not allowed to fucking say that anything strange. You know, it's just you know, it's like, hey, do you want good quality or do you want fucking shitty quality? Is like, you know, it's sort of the thing. It's like, I don't know. I've never been this unfortunate before, but for some reason I'm in a point right now where I'm just like, whoa, all of a sudden I got the confusion. It's like a disease. The confusion is a disease or something like that. I got the confusion, guys. I'm confused in thinking that I'm a very unfortunate individual. It looks like it. Hey, and that's not only fucking dangerous territory, it's even more dangerous when you don't say dangerous, or I don't know how I could possibly fucking possess that kind of understanding. Seriously, let's be real here. Let's be honest. How the fuck could I honestly possess that kind of understanding? That's where the fuck I'm at with stuff, guys. That's the fucking that's the fucking the way. What did Walter Cronkite used to say? What did my I don't give a fuck self used to say? I don't give a fuck. That's what he used to say. These are the initial fucking opening up episodes of the fucking season. I'm real stoked about doing some Tolkien universe shit, and then I'm real stoked about doing the software stuff, especially Black Hole Overkill Drum Machine. And in this episode, other than the whatever shit that I did off the top, did some announcements of the videos that I've got out, some of the videos that are going out, and so that's where I'm gonna start slowly walking down now. It's a few sets. So there's the first set is 2 weeks ago now, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. The second set I just put out the day before yesterday or the day before that, and then this third set here is stuff that I just finished this morning. So, like, those are gonna fucking go out, and then I'm geared and revved up and focused on, and can zone in on fucking those discography playthroughs and doing whole album guitar playthroughs. You know, it'd be nice to do some fucking some of the other stuff that I was talking about a minute ago, like expand it to different platforms, and then expand the selection of albums available on those discography guitar playthroughs, so that it could be like an actual discography. Because like discography is like, as far as I know, as far as I understand it, is every album made from this artist. So if you say discography, it can be a little bit confusing. You know, the confusion there is obviously a lot more soft. That's the soft drink of confusions, while I'm dealing with some fucking moonshine ass confusions over here. I'm still able to just fucking sit over here and talk about the soft drink side of fucking confusions. I don't know, I guess that's my only selling point. That's the only thing that makes me marketable here. I'm able to fucking just broadcast through the storm. Isn't that what journalism was and is? It's like, you know, motherfuckers are in the war zone, like doing whatever. I don't fucking know. I'm definitely already thinking too much about it. I don't know. Anyway. So yeah, so those discographies going out, fucking stoked about it, man. I mean, it's gonna sound like this, it's gonna sound like that, it might sound like shit, it might sound really good. I might have to think about it too much, I might have to not think about it enough. I don't know, but the fucking videos go out, and that's it, and that's that. You know, there's obviously more to it. There's obviously more to doing fucking content. Creating content. There's more to it. You know, it's like, what is the secret fucking ingredient? Ravioli, give me the formioli. You know, what is the secret fucking concepts? And the great magician not revealing his fucking secrets and all this stuff. I don't know. I mean, I guess you have to be actively doing this to fucking know. Or if you're not actively doing this, then you have to be actively following somebody like me. You know, follow me on socials. Subscribe to the YouTube channels. You know, then it's like then you know, then I won't have to do any of that, and then sound this way, and maybe feel like I'm harping on you or something. I don't know, but whatever the fuck it is that's going on here, guys, it's a means to an end. That's what it is. Is a means to an end, folks. And I have some closing, wrapping up notes here that I just want to go over. Some things that, you know, some changes. Here's what's changed and here's what hasn't changed to the show. There's a new logo now because of the thing I mentioned on one of these open episodes. I'm not going to say it again. And there's new, you know, the whole new intro video, the whole new introduction video, and then there's the layout for what's in the description and in the show notes has not changed, and will not pretty much change here. And those are as follows: my link tree, that's my link in bio, my Cashtag, so you can support the show. The link to the Spotify where the show is also available. The music that's on the show, usually always my own. Excuse me. Supporting other creators and discover new artists and music on Vault of Doom podcast is what I'm saying that I'm doing, because it is what I'm doing. Supporting other creators and discovering new artists and music on Vault of Doom. And what the show is, that's what I'm doing, this is what it is, a weekly metal show hosted by a USBM artist my name, featuring musician interviews, personally curated news, mythology, occasional mythology, theology, and history. If I can go about that, you know, it's not about, I'm not just putting out everything I'm interested in, or if I am, you know, I'm a grown man, I'm a grown adult, you know, nobody's here to tell me fucking what not to do, and what to do, and all this stuff. So doing mythology, theology, and history is like, well, if I fuck it up, then I fuck it up, if I don't, I don't, you know, and if I had too many chances and all this other stuff, that doesn't fucking, that has like everything has its fucking limitations when there's this much fucking of a desire. Well, if I have this much of a desire to fucking do this, and there's this much willpower involved, and this much tension and fucking stress and anxiety involved, putting the shit down for a while and then picking it back up is the solution. But since I obviously can't do that and have any of it fucking be, you know, it can't be fucking recorded. I can't. It can't be trusted that if I take a break from something, that it's been recorded. You know, where it's been repeated back to me. Like, you took a break for this amount of time. You know, I just did a stopgap episode. That was stopping the gap of, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks or something like that. But fucking doing this shit like where I take a break for a month or maybe 6 months or something like that, and then have like anybody miss you when you're gone kind of thing is one thing, and then having such a high tense fucking area where somebody's actually saying that to you, you know, it's common sense and beyond obvious who the fuck is who gets weeded out of that scenario. But just don't be a troll is the moral of the story. So mythology, don't be a troll, and you'll get to enjoy mythology, theology, and history. You know, I'm fucking totally stoked and excited about doing that. If I enter in Tolkien universe and make that alteration and alter that in the description of the show, and that's what I'm adding in. Software and Tolkien. Well, that's it, guys. That's it. That's all of it. That's it. That's all. That's a whole fucking episode. Thank you guys for listening. And fucking, I'm gonna probably go fucking just I don't know. I'm probably gonna go fucking do my guitar shit. It's usually what I do fucking for most of my other time when I'm not doing this. I'm fucking playing guitar and shit. It was like, it's below zero out here right now, and I'm fucking, you know, just like fucking skateboarding around and shit, and like, you know, there's like, hey, you're already looking at me like I'm skateboarding in below zero. Now I'm skateboarding below zero, and like, you're just doing the same thing. But it's like, but it's me that's the problem. Is stuff that I would say, you know, it's like stuff that I would say like, but it's me that's the problem. It's all the others that are clearly insane. You know, it's like, I'm just throwing that out there. It's like, hey, this stuff is there, you know, I guess, you know, it's like if a friend jumps off a bridge, jump off a bridge. It's, you know, it's like, under what context is somebody going to be able to be using any discrepancies against what I just said? You know, maybe, you know, normal this, normal that. I don't know. Maybe I'll figure out the puzzle and figure out the riddle. In the meantime, guys, another thing that I like to do is puzzles. And I've got some fucking cool puzzles that I'm not going to share with you. But, you know, how am I going to fucking do that? How am I going to fucking say that I got something I'm not going to share with you? You know, how am I going to fucking worry about that way ahead of time? Like, way before I even have that fucking opportunity to say that. Fucking, it's dead. It's dead. I'm a deadbeat. Metal's doomed. The world is doomed. It was Vault of Doom podcast. And Mickey GemInEye.